So once again, we find out about Transformer product for the very first time when it shows up in retail. This is something that is very common with modern day Hasbro today. They seem to have a lot of product that just rolls out, shows up in stores, no warning, no hype, no nothing. Not even like, hey, IGN News or Bleeding Cool. Hey, we're gonna send you some images. Get this item hyped up. So these showed up in a Toys R Us in Canada just a couple of hours ago, in Toronto, Canada to be exact. And these are the Buzzworthy Bumblebee Crash Combiner repacks. Now, there's some new stuff going on here. There's some good news, really, when you think about it at the end of the day. But I'll get into that because there's some weird stuff going on here. So clearly the flavor that's going on here is they're still going for dinosaurs. There's still this kind of dino push that's going on with, let's say, Cyberverse on season 4 with the Dinobots Unite, and the dino flavored kind of stuff going on with the new kind of Rescue Bots, Dinobots Adventure stuff. And then we got, the Rise of the Beast movie, which are probably going to have some kind of dinosaurs in it too. There's a real dino push. Heck, even maybe Studio Series 86 with our Dinobots as leader classes. A lot of dinos going on here. But it's even more obvious here in that we have two Crash Combiner 2-packs, and both of these 2-packs feature Grimlock in them, just in different kind of repaints to really emphasize this is a dinosaur combiner kind of thing, to the point that I wonder why this just wasn't repacks and put into the Cyberverse line, because they have their roll and combine kind of stuff going on, which is very similar. But I digress. So what do we got here? So the first one we have here is a Grimlock and Optimus Prime Buzzworthy Bumblebee Crash Combiner 2-pack. Now, for the people with sharp eyes here, this is actually a repaint of the original 2018 Transformers Robots in Disguise 2.0, the 2015 line, Crash Combiner, Grimlock, and Optimus Prime 2-pack. Now, keep in mind, that 2-pack that came out for Robots in Disguise, that came out very late in 2018. It had a very short lifespan on the shelves, and not a lot of people were able to get it if they wanted to get it. And what was unique about it, too, was the Grimlock was unique to it, and the Optimus Prime was actually a heavy retool of the 2016 release that had the strong arm Optimus Prime Crash Combiner. So it was a unique product too. It was difficult to get because it was late in the game. Cyberverse, the toy line, was already starting to roll out. There was a lot of weird things going on. And heck, it was so late in the game, that release, that the scan app sticker, because in 2015's Robots in Disguise, all the toys had these little Autobot symbols that if you scanned with the Robots in Disguise app, you would unlock your toy as a character in the game. This came out so late in the lifespan of this line that when you scanned it, it didn't even unlock the character. They were just like, oh, here's a one-step changer sideswipe. Like they just threw in something else because it was so late in the game. The programmers probably weren't even around, most of them anymore, to do that because they were moving into Cyberverse now. So the good news with this is a straight-up repaint of those original molds, and in my opinion, it actually looks way better. It looks way better. Now, what's funny is that in robot mode, Optimus Prime looks fine. He still has pretty much more or less the primary colors that even the original one had. Little, tweaks here and there, some silvers and this and that. The Grimlock is hilarious because it has to be really the pants for a combiner Optimus Prime, while his robot mode top half is very G1 Grimlock with the yellows and the silvers and the grays and the blacks. The bottom half is dark blue. You could say, oh, it's a nod to G2 Grimlock, but it's really just because he has to be Optimus Prime's pants. And it's even more noticeable when you get to Grimlock's Dino mode, and he's just has all this blue in his upper chest and stuff. But when he combines, it creates this really nice, very Star Convoy with the yellows kind of combined mode. I really dig it a lot. It looks really nice. Again, what's even more funny is from the packaging standpoint, they even used the same box art. They just recolored it to match the current look that is available right now. Now, the thing with this is that these were original MSRP back in 2018, $14.97. I don't know what it'll be for the United States market because this came out in Canada. So and again, even doing conversions would be a proper estimation because usually Canadian Transformer prices are, even with conversion, is way more than that of the American ones. So we'll wait that out, but it'll probably give you an indication. Again, the MSRP when it was out in Walmart and Target back in 2018 was $14.97. Maybe add a buck or two on there with inflation and stuff like that. Yeah, next up, and this is the interesting one of the bunch, which again continues the concept of this really is a Dinobots kind of flavor, is now we have, oh, and I forgot to mention, the Optimus Prime combined with Grimlock is PrimeLock, but that was the name that was used with the Robots in the Skies one also. Next up, we have the Bumblebee one that comes with Grimlock. Again, this is the weird one of the bunch for multiple different reasons. A lot of things going on here. Number one, that Bumblebee mold originally came with Sideswipe as his combiner buddy. So this Bumblebee isn't just a straight up repack of something that existed before. It was originally the Combiner Force or Crash Combiners 2-pack, 2017, MSRP $14.97, came with Sideswipe. Had a completely different packaging art too, but I'll get into that in a moment. This one here, they took the same Grimlock that was available with the Optimus Prime just previously, but now they gave it an all yellowy kind of color scheme, yellow and silvers and stuff, and it looks so weird on Grimlock when it's so primary like that. And they combine and they make BumbleGrim in this case, and it looks okay. What's actually good is I find that the paint applications on the combined mode for Bumblebee and the individual robot looks way better on this one than the original Crash Combiner. The original Crash Combiner Bumblebee had like very little paint apps. The head of the combined robot mode didn't look as dynamic with the paint apps, so this one looks way better than the original. The Grimlock, it's kind of funky looking, but whatever. What's fascinating about this is they made brand new box art for this one. Now, obviously, the first reason would be, of course, because he doesn't combine with Sideswipe anymore, so they couldn't just use the old box art and recolor it. But the funny thing is the original box art that came even with the Sideswipe one was terrible. Like, it didn't even match the toy. So they had to do something completely different, and I dig it. They kept the same flavor, that same kind of like RAD 2015 art style. And it works really nicely. Again, these are something that really exist more, number one, to give people product that they may have missed out on. And again, that Grimlock mold, not even the Optimus that comes with the Grimlock also, but the Grimlock mold specifically of the Crash Combiners was very tough to get because of when it came out so late in the lifespan of the line. And so this gives people an opportunity not only to get the Grimlock mold, but they have, two different color choices on top of that. It's interesting, to say the least. I dig it. This is something that also looks way better than the original ones, which is something I always hope with the Buzzworthy Bumblebee line, that when they do these repacks or repaints, that they could somehow one-up what the original release was to make it a little better. And that's pretty cool. Again, these came out in Toys R Us in Canada, which, because they're Buzzworthy Bumblebee, is that equivalency for Target. So these will probably be showing up in Target anytime soon in the United States. Original MSRP was $14.97, so probably add a buck or two. Like I said, that's probably what they're going to be. And I think they're pretty awesome. I like the original Crash Combiners. I did a review of the Strong Arm Optimus Prime one many years ago because I dug it so much. I thought they were kind of a cool little cute concept. And this gives you a unique Optimus Prime mold, a unique Grimlock mold that were very tough to get back in 2018. And gives you color combinations. Very big Dinobot flavor. Again, there's something going on here that is really going into like 2021, 2022 with dinosaurs and stuff. But hopefully, Hasbro will cue us in and we'll figure out what's going on. But let me know what you think about these guys.